we're going to do this wind chime. And I'm going to show you a couple different options for creating your lovely dangly glass. It does, as you can see, make a bit of noise when they click together. I typically hang mine about this space apart so that they're not constantly clanging in a light breeze, but it's up to you how you hang them. This is a BYOS project. It's bring your own stick. So this is my stick, but you can use whatever you want. If you want to hang them from driftwood, you can. I will show you the very simple method they are attached. So these are a couple different techniques on here, but I'm going to give you pieces in your kit that will have so many different options of ideas. So any color range you decide on, you will get in your kit. And if you like cutting, there'll be opportunity to cut. And if you don't like cutting, don't worry. There are lots of things you can do without cutting anything. You'll see that the edges of these have an irregular shape for the ones that I've got cut glass on. You don't have to create that irregular shape. It started out as a straight rectangle like this one, but once we put the little pieces on top, when it's melted, it will create a sort of wavy pattern based on wherever you put the additional pieces on top. So this one, and this one are the same technique, little chips of glass with the mosaic nippers, and you can watch examples of how that's done in the intro to glass cutting video. They have, the difference here is I've overlaid them. So I'm going to show you on this. Hopefully you can see over this big stick. I'm going to grab a few little pieces of green glass and just show you how that would work. Two different colors of green. So I'm going to grab the mosaic nippers. Oh, safety glasses. Don't forget to put your safety glasses on. They'll be in your kit too. So with the glass, the screws are to the ceiling on the nippers. The glass comes down from above. And I'm just going to cut a couple little random pieces. And then I place them onto the glass wherever I desire. And I just keep building and building. As I go, I'm also going to overlap. So there might be a piece on top of that one. There might be a piece beside that, and then another one on top of that. You get the idea? So they're all different layers. Some have 3 layers, some have 2 layers, some have 1 layer. And so as you go, you'll get that sort of piecey look that these guys have. You'll have a mix of opaque glass like this that you can't see through, and then you'll also have some transparent glass, so you'll have options of how you want to approach it. Another important thing that to remember when you are going through your kit, there's going to be a little baggie like this, and it's going to have a bunch of little wire loops in there, and these wire loops are going to go into the kiln, and they'll be what you're going to hang your fishing line from. So it's really important to make sure that you, before you finish the project, you decide a piece of glass that's going to go on the very top, and you're going to use your little tacky glue and a toothpick that's in your, well, that's not the tacky glue, that's the hairspray. Tacky glue. Use a toothpick, grab some tacky glue on there, and so if you put a little tacky glue on your glass and just squish it down, you may need a little on the base glass as well. Oh, I see I'm doing that without you being able to see. So a little on the glass, a little on your finger. See if we can stick it to the glass and not your finger. And that's all you need. So a little, if you can see that, just a small amount of the loop sticking out. And that's how we can attach it at the top here. you're going to be getting, after these have fired, I will attach some fishing line. I'll also give you some extra fishing line so you can create a loop for the top of your stick. So all you will have to do is find your stick and then just tie them on. And it's just a matter of tying a regular old brownie knot on there. And so that's for the cut glass. This one here, I really like how that one turned out. I'd love to do a whole wind chime in this. This one's super easy. In your kit, you will have a little baggie of confetti glass. Now, confetti glass is super easy because it just breaks in your hands, and you can place it down every which way. So I put this confetti glass all down the strip here. After I'd finished putting the confetti glass down, I took, in this case, I had some red frit and some blue frit. Frit is what we call crushed glass. So in this case, this kit has some blue. So I'm just gonna place the blue on top, just like that. And I would create, maybe I'd put some purple too. This person likes purple and blue, so that's what they got in their kit. So I would create layers like this. After I'm finished, this one is too difficult to use the tacky glue and a toothpick with all of this. So that goes away. And this one I'm gonna use the hairspray. And I've just got a little bit of hairspray up in the eyedropper, which has some fluff on it. And then you're just going to drop the hairspray down everywhere so that you're wetting down the piece, and leave it there for about an hour. It will dry rock solid, so you won't have to worry about transporting it. Don't forget with this one as well, you will also want to have a little piece of glass up at the top to hold down a wire. In this case, maybe you want to grab your little bag of beads, and maybe you'll put a little bead on the top instead of a piece of glass. Again, you're going to use the tacky glue and make sure that it stays stuck, but there is another option. You can put a little bead. This one, I just put a little piece of clear. And so another thing you can do with these guys, I'm making a big mess here, but that's okay. You can make a mess at your house too. So another thing that you can do with these, say you don't want the squared off ends. This one isn't very squared off because I put a piece of glass at the very end that sort of rounded it out. So you can do that. You can stick a piece off the edge. They don't have to stay in place, but you can also cut a section off of it. Again, you can look at the video on how to do this. But so then I'm gonna have a different shape. Now when that's fired, it's gonna pull in, it's gonna get a lot sturdier at the end. So it won't be sharp anymore. It'll be all rounded out, but it'll give you a very different flow to the piece. So don't hesitate to change the ends, change the shapes. You can, as I say, change the outside edges by hanging glass off of it. You could, if you wanted to, get the mosaic nippers and take pieces out of the side like this to give you a different technique or a different shape along the edge. That'll give a very different profile. But these clear pieces could also be used. I have no idea where that big clear piece went. Disappeared because it's clear. I'll use this one as an example. So another option is if you do clip off the end, you can shorten these off too if you want. But all it'll take is the small little piece of clear glass on the top, and that's gonna, whoop, only with glue because it won't stay without glue. A little piece on the top like that is all you need. So this one is another fun and easy one. That one was just done with stringers. And with the stringers, I just laid them down. Again, you're gonna wanna put a few drops of hairspray or these are gonna roll like crazy. So I just kind of staggered. You can of course pick specific colors. I'm just randomly grabbing out of the jar here. But I just randomly put these pieces staggered. You can snap them in your fingers so they're really easy to work with. Just like that. And so that's how that one was done. And this one, if you leave it, there's very little volume in the stringers, so it pretty much stays the exact shape. So if you want something very slim and to maintain that straight edge, then the crushed glass and the stringers won't disturb the outside edge, so it'll stay very straight. So that's my quick rundown of what you can do. Again, there are endless other ideas and lots of colors. So you could even just do lots and lots of beads all down the ends as well, and that would look beautiful. So play around. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Make sure it's all glued down really well. And when you're done, you're going to glue these pieces to the bottom, or sorry, not glue, tape these pieces to the bottom of this bin. You're gonna have a white bag with this bin. All of the tools and cut glass are gonna go into that bag, and then your finished glass pieces will get just tacked down with some painter's tape so that they aren't disturbed. They'll stay in this box. Your bag will have all of your scrap glass and tools, and that's how it'll come back. Enjoy. It's a fun project.